Today's Chivalry 2 video, I'm finally playing with Swagmar again. What's going on, guys? It's Sean and Salami, and on Darkforest, Swagmar and I finally got some games in together for the first time in quite a while. We've been friends way before either of us ever made content, back when we were console regulars in a Discord called Jester's Jamboree. Out of that whole group, we were always considered the two best, and we still joke about the fact that we were put on the top of the tier list people made back in the day. It's pretty funny. Fast forward a few years and we're both making videos for the same game, with Swagmar doing numbers I never thought Chivalry 2 would be able to do 5 years into the game's lifespan. He's one of my closest internet friends and a genuinely amazing dude. I always get asked who the better player is, so I'm going to answer that towards the end of the video, but for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy, as me and Swagmar got pretty annoyed at people swapping to the attack in the very beginning of the video, so we all jumped to defense and made it a miserable time for them. Initially, I wanted to use a weapon I don't typically use, which is usually the greatsword, messer, or longsword. So I switched it up and started using the battle axe, but after getting off to a slow start, the competitive juices started flowing because despite me and Swagmar being such good friends, he is a bigger content creator than me and I think pretty equal as a player, so I wanted to do better than him in the spirit of friendly competition, so I do switch to the messer here. It was made worse by the fact the games we played before this, when I wasn't recording, I was playing absolutely terrible compared to him. It was really showing me up. If you missed my last video, I did announce that I got a PC. It's not here yet, so once that's here, I'll be able to record VCs. Like voice chat, I can't really record on console. Xbox doesn't let you. So once I have the PC, next time I play with Swagmar, you'll be able to hear us in voice chat talking, and I think that'll be pretty cool. But apologies, I wasn't able to do that for this video. I think I have this dude dead to rights, but check this out. Boom! That jump scared me when it happened. Again, friendly competition, because a lot of times I check the scoreboard or open the scoreboard not really looking at it, but this time I'm very conscious of the fact that Swagmar is having a much better game than me, so I do check it a lot in this one. So not too much in the way of tips or tricks, but me and Swagmar are completely dominating now. Like, now that I'm heating up and he's just had a great game from beginning to end. If you are curious, he was using the halberd on footman in this one, just spamming those overheads, you know. That's the way to play that weapon. It's just so good at just piling up the numbers when you could like land your overheads. Despite being one of the most well-known players thanks to my community and YouTube channel, that does not mean I'm one of the best players, and this guy's clearly going to show that as he completely rocks my shit in the duel. There is always a bigger fish than you. Every single comment in my YouTube shorts seems to think the kick is the win button, and here this guy's going to learn the hard way that is not the case. Kicking does not work against good players. I have a lot of hours in this game. Yes, I get kicked occasionally, but it's just not a good strategy, and this guy goes for multiple of them. I'm not trying to use him specifically as a bad example, but it's just always funny when I get like a good clip and people are always saying, I would have been kicked or punched by then. Well, that's because you're worse at the game than me. Sorry. We back up and run away to heal, but you'll never guess what happens next. Running up here is a bad call. You want to fall all the way back to the barricade situations and objectives like this when you're falling back, because best case scenario, you get a kill or two and then die, and that's just not good odds when you could just go back and live to fight another day, stay alive longer. Just pointless. And then I hear you even double down and go in again and try and go for more kills when I did have an opening to get away. It's just not a good call. So definitely keep these things in mind while you're playing team objective. Weigh like the pros and cons the best you can in the moment. Again, if you're paying attention, you're seeing multiple times I can get away, but I want to catch Swagmar on the scoreboard. I forget if I'm ahead or behind at this point. So, who is better, Seany Salami or Swagmar? Now, before I answer that, I do want to ask if you've enjoyed the video to this point, please consider liking it and subscribing for my future content. And I do want to thank my channel members, Llama, Big Bro, Maltazar, Cannon Father American, Archermain, by the way, Cherry Diver, Billy Witch Doctor, and Sauce Codes, and of course Smile Kitchen. Follow him on YouTube. Go check out him on YouTube. Subscribe. He's the best. And join the Discord in the pinned comment. But the better player between me and Swagmar, I would have to say Swagmar, because I do think if I'm using the Messer, Longsword, or Greatsword, I could go toe-to-toe with him and say a kill race and team objective. and it would be a toss-up. But the fact that he knows all these different weapons, I think makes him better. So it's extremely close. But as for dueling, he's a far better duelist than me. Everyone knows I suck at duels, so he would have me beat there for sure. And I do think he is better in team objective, very slightly. I do think I can hold my own against him in a kill race, something like that. Maybe we got to do that at some point. But nonetheless, let's see if we can secure this win where Swagmar will be playing as VIP. So our team and me and Swagmar really did lock in for that last objective, getting an easy win on that final stage. Check out Swagmar's YouTube in the pinned comment. If you somehow know him and not me, that's crazy, but I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.